All right, I'm coming to you with another book tag video, and yeah, this isn't my normal Monday video or a day where I normally post, but it's kind of also a response video, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's go ahead and get going. So I am going to do today, let me look at my phone and see what it's called, the Isaac Newton tag. And I was tagged by James at Quaint and Curious Volumes, so thank you for tagging me, James. And this tag was created by Reading Ideas. I'm going to read the questions off of my phone. I haven't pulled any of the books off my shelf or thought about these questions since talking to James, so I will just put up over here a picture of the books as they come up. So let's just go ahead and get going. Question number 1 is a book where someone was adopted, sent away, or abandoned. A book with a character that is adopted, sent away, or abandoned. There we go. And I guess all these things were true of Sir Isaac Newton. I haven't thought about that part yet, but I'm assuming that's the situation going on here. So the book that comes to mind immediately for that is David Copperfield. So you guys know I love that book, and I also think that David Copperfield, kind of all three of those things happened. He was definitely sent away and abandoned, and I feel like you could argue that he was also adopted. Number 2, a book where time is a crucial element. I will put that book up on the screen. I have one in mind, and I'm thinking of a Bildungsroman. Like, that is like, time is a crucial element of any story that has that trope because the entire idea is that you're staying with a character over the course of their life as they go from usually a child, if not when they're born, all the way up through into adulthood. Number 3, a book where the character has to pass a test of strength. I will put that book up on the screen for you guys. And I just love that idea where a character has to go through some sort of struggle and make it to some good outcome, hopefully. So, okay, I'm going to stop toying with you guys. If you haven't noticed yet so far, all the answers to this question have been David Copperfield. And I unfortunately don't have a physical book to show you because I packed my David Copperfield. I don't know why I did that. I've regretted it ever since. But so far, all the covers I've shown you are the covers of editions that I own. So there you go. So I'm going to interrupt real quickly this tag to mention that this is very intentional on my part. I watched James's video after he tagged me to see what his answers were to these questions. And while I was listening to his video, I commented and I was like, I feel like I can think of one book that will probably fit all of these prompts. And I didn't watch it to the end with that book in mind, so I still don't actually know if I can make David Copperfield fit all of these prompts, but I'm gonna try. So you can let me know how you think I do. Anyway, yeah, in the book David Copperfield, and I should warn you that because I'm going to try and answer all these questions with it, if you haven't read the book or you haven't finished the book, this may be a spoiler, so you may not want to listen, but I'll try and avoid spoilers as best as I can. But David does pass a test of strength, and in fact, I feel like he passes many tests of strengths in this book, but one of them that particularly stands out to me is when he is on the road on the way to his aunt's house. And if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I think that was one of the most moving parts in the book, and also one of the most moving parts in most of the movies. Number 4, a book where a character has a dark side or a temper. Yeah, well, that's not David, but it is a character in David Copperfield. And I'm going to say that that one goes to James Steerforth. If you know, you know. And in fact, I feel like everybody but David knew. Number 5, a book where the quest is deemed so big, the character either chooses to have no life or it is destroyed. And again, David Copperfield would count for that because Mr. Peggotty, he goes on a quest to find the thing that's most important to him, and he basically ends up having to cut off all social relations because he's willing to travel the world to make this event happen. Number 6, a questionable decision. A book where the main character makes a questionable decision. David and Dora. This was the part of the book that made me almost want to DNF it. Number 7, a scale change. A book with an object or a place that goes through a scale change. So there is Gulliver's Travel, but yeah, no, instead I'm going to say David Copperfield. And I would say that it's the money in there. Like it doesn't change size, but it changes amount. And quite a few people's money changes size, and finances go up and down. So a change in the scale of their finances, if you will. Number 8, Falling or Something to Do with Gravity, a book where something or someone is falling or where gravity plays a part. Ooh, you might have me on this one. Surely something or someone in David Copperfield falls. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. So there is definitely falling in the book, like somebody falls in love and somebody falls ill. And this David Copperfield did a Niagara Falls challenge that certainly included gravity. So, yeah, I'm sticking with David Copperfield here. You decide which one. Question number 9, red herring or false trail, use of codes. A book with a red herring, a false trail, or quest, or the use of codes. Again, I already mentioned Mr. Peggotty. I would say that still applies to all of those things. Number 10, revenge or punishment. A book with an element of revenge or punishment. And while the Count of Monte Cristo is really well known for the revenge in there, which is epic and punishing, there is definitely a lot of punishment in David Copperfield. In fact, I think most of the characters in there get punished in some way, shape, or form. Rise and Fall, a book with a rise in status followed by a catastrophic fall. Well, let me think. No, I don't need to think. Yeah, there was a rise and fall and it was catastrophic. Again, I would argue of a couple of people in David Copperfield. Number 12, a genius. Which writer to you is a genius, or a book with a character that is a genius? Now, I would by no means, shape, or forms say that David Copperfield is a genius. In fact, I would say there are multiple moments where I think he's a complete idiot. However, Charles Dickens, yeah, there you go. And number 13, tag some others. Okay, so I am going to tag anybody who's watching this video who wants to do it, and you don't have to do it like I did it. You can just do it the normal way and use multiple different books. Let me get out my little notebook and see who I decided to tag. So, per usual, I am tagging people who I am subscribed to and whose videos I watch. So that would include Kim at Middle of the Book March, uh, Miss Reads a Lot, who I swear has shared her name, but for the life of me, I can't think what it is. Nicky at My Messy Bookshelf, and Heidi at Reading My Reading Life, rather. And I am just trying to tag the different people that I am subscribed to that I know. I have seen do tags before, and if you have already done this tag, don't worry, I'm not asking you to do it again. And if you're watching this video and you would like to do it, you're more than welcome to, and I'd be happy to watch. So be sure to let me know. And that's it. Let me know in the comments if there's a book that you can think of that you could answer every prompt question to. If not in this tag video, maybe there's some other questions that you feel like apply to a whole book. And I have to say that I didn't use David Copperfield just because I love that book, which I do. But the other reason I used it is because one of the reasons I love it so much is because I think about it all the time. So if you haven't read David Copperfield, go pick it up. It's great. It's interesting. It's a slow read and it takes a while to get into, but if you just let yourself sit back and experience his life, it's so fascinating. You'll love the characters you meet along the way. And that's it for today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.